It's Friday, June 17th, 2022. I just got back from work. It's just like 10 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, I was going to let it go. I was going to just accept the terms as they seemed like they were offered and accepted. Not my terms, not my agreement, but I was going to be okay with it and deal with it. Considered. But I was ready to call it done and just be okay. But no, it was not okay. And I was just, I'd already kind of suspected or sensed. And, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the actual act. Well, it is, but it's more than that. It's representative. It's a principle thing. And it's not supposed to, I don't care about being right. I don't care about being the good guy or the bad guy, and I don't care about popularity or, I don't know. It's just more than that. And it really does, it bothers me and I think I stumbled onto it today. I'm talking about, the vaping in the meat cooler at the store, inside, by employees, on the clock, just casually, I'm just gonna go check on some, in the meat cooler, just vaping around the product, packaged, unpackaged, just vaping, just smoking, Oh, it's safe. No one notices. No one cares. And apparently, all of a sudden, it only matters because I've started saying something. Because I've been just noticing and not saying anything, being bothered and staying quiet for months, and just continuing to just be incensed until I finally had to say something, or found myself saying something. I didn't have to, but I chose to. Well, I felt it, and I had to continue, and I couldn't let it. And it was just, so I did. And I wrote about it about a week ago. And I was ready to be okay, just let it go. Let it rest. But then today, I couldn't persuade myself that I hadn't detected it. And it wasn't just like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's that strawberry cupcake smell, or maybe. But I wasn't sure. But today it was undoubtable. It couldn't be mistaken for anything else. It's like, oh yeah, they're just vaping in there. Or at least one of them is. I don't know who. I can imagine. I can guess. I'm not stupid. I might not be smart, but I'm not stupid. So I conducted a series of little questions for various people. Instead of just bringing it to them directly, well, since that didn't work, I'll take it to the other people that work around them that are also aware of it. I'm like, how do you feel about the vaping in the meat cooler? What's your opinion about it? How these people have just decided that it's okay, and they can just every couple 10 to 15 minutes just disappear for a couple minutes at a time, just to chit chat, gossip, gab, and just vape, which leaves the work to everybody else. And meanwhile, they're just constantly thinking about escaping to go vape. So this constantly interrupting tasks, and they won't even start on some tasks because that would interrupt their vaping cycle. Can't have that. And so it's like I called them out on their addiction at work and how it's not pretty and it doesn't belong here. And that sort of shock and awe did not work a week ago. So that left me today to start approaching other people at work and getting their opinion and letting them know that I don't want to be, leading this up, and but I feel like somebody has to, and I'm not going to bring it to management yet. But the part of it that I think um, bothers me more than just the whole thing is, based on my own history with active alcoholism. Um, up in Wisconsin, the job I had before I got to Indiana, um, I started drinking because I couldn't not drink for any period of time eventually up there. I couldn't even go a full shift of work. I was missing work, just because I couldn't bear to deal with the stress of being at work, and just dealing with that whole scene and the people and the pressure, and I just mentally could not deal with life, and so I started drinking at work, and doing as little as possible, sloughing off work onto other people, or just not doing it, or doing a really bad job, or making up numbers, fudging, fabricating, cutting corners. That's not good. And I got away with it too, except for the drinking part, which I got away with too, but I never got away with anything. Because those consequences, those inevitabilities were all catching up, adding up. And yeah. And no one said a thing, not to my face. I'm sure there was talk, because I didn't hide it very well. And I'm sure I smelled. And I noticed that people kind of kept their distance. And if I got too close, they would make adjustments to the proximity to be further away from me. And it got bad. It got really bad. And that's a whole other story. But no one really said anything to me in a way that, well, that's not exactly true. I'm remembering a few things, but I was able to explain it away, or just, it's like, Eric, sometimes you smell like alcohol at work. Oops. And I don't know exactly. I would just make up stuff, just lies, and to downplay it, and then people just got frustrated and they just stopped talking about it. They just let me get away with it. It's like, that's so that was that whole story. It was, and that's not what this is about. Except that that is what this is about. I was let to get away with it, and it was a bad thing, really bad. And so I don't know. It's complicated. I'm just home, and I'm just energetic, and so I'm still working on putting it together, about how I'm going to deal with this, or not deal with it. I'm going to deal with it though. But I could tell. I think, and I hope that they got the impression that Eric's not happy, and he's not. Yeah, and because I mentioned that I'd be talking more openly and loudly about it. And I thought about it. It's like, well, they got their strike one a week ago, and today was kind of like a strike two, even though I didn't tell them, and I'm not going to, because I don't want it. I don't want it to be like a power trip, like I'm taking command, and it's like, oh, this is wrong, and I don't care about that. I just want it to stop. That's the only thing. I don't even care if they do it when I'm not. Just don't do it when I'm around. If everybody else is just gonna be okay with it and just be like, just don't let me see it. Don't let me smell it. I don't want to detect it. So it's like, I didn't see it today, but I sure did smell it. And if they were going out of their way to like make sure, oh, Eric's coming, they'll hide it. And it's like, what? It's like, is it a game? And it's like other people that do smoke or do vape, they go outside. They have to take a break. They have to go outside. Um, I'm sure everybody would love to find out that you can just vape. Just find a nice quiet corner inside the store. Just don't get caught or let Eric see you. He has a problem with it apparently. He's not cool. So anyway, I'm not dropping it. I'm not letting it go. I've mentioned to a few people that are a little bit more gossipy than me, on there's something going on, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. I didn't mention names, but it might get back to the people that, and it's like, did you hear about this? And they'll be like, oh, somebody's talking. So, and if anybody has a problem with it, take it up with management. Let them know that Eric's talking about them vaping in the meat cooler, and Eric should just mind his own business. I would love to mind my own business, but they've made it my business because they don't know my history and what it was like for me and what I've dealt with and I'm still dealing with. And I don't have to deal with it. And I won't. I mean, I will, but I'll be dealing with it much more tenaciously and aggressively and in their face. And like no more shadows, no more hiding, no more strawberry cupcakes. No, we're going to be this is something that we're going to talk about. So if they don't want to talk about it, if it's something they don't like to talk about, maybe that's a problem. Maybe they should work on that. So anyway, yeah. But weather-wise, we're having a break from the heat wave we were just in the middle of for about 3 or 4 days. Highs in the mid 90s, humidity, so it felt like it was in the triple digits. So we're going to get a couple days off from that, only like 2 days. And then it's going to be even hotter heat wave for even longer. Actual highs in the 100 Fahrenheit. And yeah, so that's going to be fun. UV index over 10. So, and we're just getting started with June. So, with summer. So, we'll see. So, I don't know. I haven't been this, and I want to say I don't like it, but I kind of like it. And I shouldn't, or at least that's what I say, but this is me dealing with it. This is me responding, and for me, it's like this is not a matter of like, oh well, I'm approaching 6 years of sobriety. 6 years without having picked up a drink of alcohol, which to me feels less like an accomplishment. It's just more of a given, and it shouldn't be. It should be something I take seriously and keep an eye on. But there was a lot I didn't know about myself and what I was dealing with at the time. And that brings very little comfort. And it's just like, it seems like So much for nothing. Over all the things that I didn't know. And I thought I should have known or was expected to know but didn't know. And so, anyway. It may not be a big deal to them, but it is a big deal to me. And I voiced my problem with it, and they said that they would, it's not a big deal, they would stop doing it. And they didn't. So, it's not a game. And I'm not playing. I'm tired. So, I don't really care about their feelings as far as like, if they had any ounce of respect or dignity about me, or they had any sense of honor or integrity, then I wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But apparently, vaping in the meat cooler is more important. Feeding some dopamine fix. You know, keeping that level. Gotta, because work is, they're just lazy. That's all it is. It's just laziness. It's not actually, they just don't want to work. They want to do as little work as possible and let other people do as much. Because the work still needs to be done. Somebody's got to do it. They just don't want to do it. They just want to do as little as possible and get paid as the same amount. Because they're going to get paid whether they're vaping in the meat cooler or they're out on the floor doing stuff, stocking, helping customers. Yeah. So they act like they're special, just like I acted like I was special. Even though I felt terrible about myself, physically, mentally, but I wasn't going to do anything about it. No one forced me to. No one put me to an ultimatum. I was not threatened. I don't know what it would have taken. I would have needed to have been confronted directly and not allowed to get away or deny it, pretend it away, talk my way out of it. How did I do that? Oh my God. People didn't want to deal with me. They would rather have just not dealt with it and just let me continue to do it because it was too much of an inconvenience to have to deal with me. That there was an issue, that there was a problem. I'd rather just not deal with it. So, in this case, somebody's dealing with it. Somebody's paying attention. Somebody's watching. And, yeah, I'm not letting it go. And if they don't like it, take it up with management. What are you going to say to them? You're just going to make up a lie? I guess they could lie, but I've got witnesses and all sorts of people I'm laying the groundwork for my whole case. I have to make a case. So they could even make up all sorts of lies, but I've already been establishing context, pretext, subtext with many different people across, so it's like, I got backup and I'm liked. I don't know why. I'm a bastard, but a jerk. But other people don't see me that way. Some people do, I swear. But anyway, take myself less seriously, take other people less seriously. Yeah. But I can be really vindictive. Anyway, I should go do something else. Get something to eat. Have some ice cream. And then take a nap. Because I went for a run yesterday, and I'm not running today. Even though I kind of feel like it, but it's already kind of warm out. But I'm already yawning, so that means I don't know. So, anyway, that's my rant. And I'll probably write about it too later. This just helped to calm down. So, I'm going to go now. So, thank you. This helped.